What's going on there, peeps? We back with another one, and we're going to speak a little bit more on this Deion Sanders situation. Now, you already saw BOMANI Jones come out against Deion Sanders, and pretty much he wasn't mad at Deion for taking the Colorado job, but he thought that Deion had some ulterior motives whenever he first took the job, insisting that he just wanted the job as a resume builder. Now, he said he did give Deion some credit for what he's done in the community, but he said the ultimate goal was to not be an assistant, get a head coaching job, and build your resume like that, and then go to the next level. But I feel like that's a little bit flawed because that can backfire on you too. If he would have went to Jackson State and lost, then he wouldn't have this opportunity in front of him. So you have others in the media coming out to defend Deion's honor. You had Taylor and Emmanuel Acho come out and give their takes, and check out what they had to say.
For people calling Deion Sanders a sellout, let's make one thing crystal clear. There will always be jobs for black people in black spaces. The long-term objective should be to navigate, infiltrate, and integrate spaces that you do not commonly see black faces. That is what Deion Sanders is doing. Back-to-back SWAC titles, a 12-0 season at Jackson State. He earned himself the opportunity to now integrate a space, a PWI, that is not as familiar with a coach that may look like, sound like, or bring his swagger to that campus. Now that Deion Sanders can collect some real estate in a space that's not typically occupied by a black face, then he can continue to elevate people that look like him. Let's not be so simple-minded. Let's not be so short-sighted. Let's not be so small in our train of thought that we do not think an opportunity for a black man going to a PWI is not a good opportunity for black people at large. Let's think about what Deion Sanders did for an HBCU. Coming from somebody who's on the television side of things, do y'all realize that College Game Day, maybe the biggest college football show, was on an HBCU campus for the first time in ever? Because of what Deion Sanders helped do. He did not do it exclusively. There are a whole bunch of people that played a part, but because of what Deion Sanders helped do. Let's applaud Deion Sanders for what he's done at Jackson State and what he's about to go do at Colorado. And shout out to the next person that takes over at Jackson State. Keep doing what Deion Sanders already did. But what I'm not going to do is tear down a black man who already helped succeed and put a program to a higher level of notoriety from a national perspective. I'm not going to try to take his legs out from under him. Congratulations to you, Deion. Go occupy real estate in a space that we typically don't see a person looking like you occupy.
Deion Sanders was in the hospital having toes amputated and was out on the sideline. You telling me this man wasn't dedicated to the school? What's happened now through all this conversation is Deion was leaving this job a great job. Now it's not a good job because if you take that job, you got to stay there forever or you're a sellout. If you walk on a field today in the NFL and have any swag, if you got a chain on, if you're talking, that is where you got it from. Deion Sanders look at my boy. Deion Sanders made the culture. Iconic is not even enough. Why is it bad for him to benefit from his own culture? There's no confusion as to what he is or who he is or what he represents or what he's done. I don't understand the vitriol for aside from all that, a grown-ass man making a decision for his own career. Okay. Can't always be complaining about black coaches not getting opportunities, and then when black coaches get opportunities, We're still complaining. Right. The math doesn't math, y'all. Also, if you have an issue with him taking the Colorado job as opposed to some other bigger job, there's nuances to that too. But if he takes some big job and doesn't do well, then his coaching career is over. So he's actually building up his resume in a rational way.
Do you think, Prime? Knowing what I know now, even if I had the grade, Skip, and I know what I know now, I would still go to Savannah State. Yep. Because of the relationships that I have. One of my longest friends, Bucket McCormick, I met at Savannah State. The class of '86, me, Squirrel, Roughhouse, Big Daddy, Dane. Skip, I can't get that nowhere else. Nope. So I'm glad I made that decision.
Sure you are.
But an HBCU wasn't my first choice, people. Okay. But my community, we got to stop feeling that somebody owes you something.
No, I got it.
He gave you 3 great years. He didn't promise he was going to be there like Coach Rob for 50 years or Coach W.C. Gordon at Jackson State. Be excited for us. He's one of us.
That's good.
Be excited for him.
On top of that, Coach Prime is clearly hearing the noise. He responded because, a lot of people has been holding his statement over that God brought him to Jackson State. They've been holding that over his head. And so he's seemingly responding to that on his Twitter. And he says, if you're not a doer, a dreamer, a go-getter, or an agent of unity, there's things you don't understand about God. God don't explain to others the way he communicates to move you, to bless you, to advance you, or to provide peace. If he won't, why would you? And after he posted that, it got real nasty under his comments. A lot of people, like I'll read one comment to you. Somebody was talking about, well, I'll paraphrase because I don't want to put these people out there, but one guy was like, by you responding to this lets us know that you're guilty. And somebody even went as far as to say Satan moved him, caused him to move. Like, basically he's hearing the wrong voice in his head to make that move. But man, these people have to get over it because it's done. So the question to those people now, right? Okay, even say you on one side of it, right? And you are mad about Prime. You don't like what he did. Okay. But it's over now. What's done is done. He's accepted the Colorado job. Who's going to step up next? What are we going to do as a community? Is all the people going to donate $1, $5 to these HBCUs? If we did that around the globe and we gave a certain number of HBCUs a couple dollars, it could go a long way. You start adding them numbers up of people. So what are we going to do about it? Because we got more power than we give ourselves credit for. If everybody just chipped in a little bit, hey. So yeah, man, let me get back on track. Let me analyze what Joy Taylor said and Emmanuel Acho. And I lean into what Joy Taylor said a little bit because that's what a lot of people are missing. He betted on himself with this opportunity too. It could have totally blown up and never went anywhere. Coach Prime, granted he has, that charismatic thing about him where people want to play for him, people want to be around him. But he had to prove himself as a coach at that level. That's not high school anymore. So he had a lot of things to do. He had to put the right coordinators around him, the right assistant coaches. There's a lot that goes in it. And financially, let's face it, they just did not have the resources. Like Prime said, it was them and Alabama going down to the wire for a huge lineman. Alabama ultimately won out because they had the resources, that attracts recruits. And Prime was on a $300K salary with a $4 million budget for the whole program. It's hard to sell these kids to come without all the amenities that other schools that are recruiting them have. So you really have to be like in the mind of like a trailblazer to even consider it, because you're turning down a lot of things that would make your time with these schools a lot more convenient. So like Prime and them didn't even have a therapy pool at Jackson State. So every other visit that a lot of these top kids that he was getting was going, they had these things. So I can see what people are saying, like kids sacrifice some to come there, but you also know that it's college sports. And Prime, he said, this past year that he would entertain a job if it came his way. And now we're here and he's taken the Colorado job, and a lot of people are very upset about it. And I'm not going to tell people how to feel about it, but at some point, we have to know that he did do some work there. Some great things were done, and he's done more than anybody else that of his stature for the game in just that short time. Like, we have to, if we're going to be mad at somebody, we have to see somebody else that has done more. We see, like, we don't even have a reference point for saying, see, Prime bailed out like such and such, because there's no such and such. He's the first person to come out there and do that. So, you know, I'm more on the side of like saluting the man for what he did do. Would we have loved to see him there for the duration of his coaching career? Yes, but as mentioned by Joy, he has health issues right now, and who knows how long he's going to be coaching. And they threw nearly a $30 million bag at him. Salute to Coach Prime, man, and salute to those coming after him that's going to invoke change in these HBCUs. We see you. You know, we also see Coach Prime has been receiving more backlash because he told a lot of the players to enter the portal. He got his own luggage coming as Louis, so he's bringing in his own players basically, and for those that want to stay, they have to start from square one and earn their spots. Now, this team, I believe, was 1-11 last year, so there definitely needs to be some change on the roster. I saw one of the quarterbacks just left today, and I'm pretty sure there's many more to follow because he's going in the transfer portal to bring more players in. I'll be looking to see if Travis Hunter joins him. We know his sons will probably be with him, but Travis Hunter, is he going to come from Jackson State and join them there? Some of the elite programs, I saw where his nephew, I guess, that went to Alabama, he wants to come and play with Coach Prime too because he's in the portal. So he's going to be getting a lot of guys from Power Fives that either just want to leave and they were very productive, or some that didn't get a fair shake. So that's going to be interesting to watch too, to see if he can turn that program around. Again, he's betting on himself, and this could go really bad where he had job security forever at Jackson State. Colorado is not going to be the same. They're going to expect to turn this thing around in about 2 or 3 years. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.